Hey, Anton here from GT Canada. Today I'm going to do an oil change on this Mercedes ML550. Now, what's unique about the Mercedes is it has no oil drain plug. So I'm going to show you how you can do your oil change in some nice clothes without getting dirty. I absolutely love doing work on this Mercedes because it seems like they thought of everything. Like, I imagine the guy doing the work is wearing a full-on tuxedo. The technician, he's sitting there doing stuff. Everything's made, it's been really well thought out. So I'm going to show you how I do it on here, and this will actually work on pretty much any vehicle and allow you to not have to climb underneath your vehicle. To start out with, you want to start the engine and let it run until it's at operating temperature. This is really critical because you want to make sure that the oil is actually going to be flowing nicely instead of really thick, especially if your engine tends to produce a lot of junk that gets in it. So some engines just run dirtier than others. This one, it's a high performance engine. It tends to work a little bit harder. So I really want to loosen up whatever might be in there, get it all flowing into the oil so that anything might have settled on the bottom is going to be now stirred up and agitated, moving around, so that when we pull the oil out, it's going to be as dirty as possible so that when the new oil goes in, it'll stay as clean as possible. Hopefully that made sense. So this is what I'm going to use to help get the oil out. It's a oil pump. This is what it's designed for. I got it on Amazon. I'll give you the description and the link below. It's really simple. You just slide this tube right down the oil dipstick tube and plug it in, and then just start pumping the oil out. We just turn this on. It'll start pumping. You can see the oil coming up. There. And then it's coming through to here. And when it pumps all the way through, you'll see it coming out there. Just like that. So while I'm waiting for the pump to suck all the oil out, it's a great opportunity for me to reset the oil life. So I've got a Maxi-Das DS808. Now this is a great tool to have, especially when you're dealing with a European vehicle, because this has full two-way communication of the entire system. So I'm going to reset the service indicator, which tells me it's time for a service C, which is fluid check and oil change, which is what we're doing right now. So I'm going to reset it all right here. You might not need one of these tools. There's lots of different ways to reset your oil service indicator. This is just the way that I do, and it's only because I have this tool already. So I've owned enough vehicles over my lifetime so far where I could justify having this tool. It's going to cost you about $1,000. It's not cheap. It's not just a regular OBD2 scanner. This does deep, full system scans. So it's a great tool to have if you're going to be doing your own work. If you're not, maybe you don't need one of these. You can do a quick search online, how to reset your oil indicator, and then just reset it that way. So it is important to reset it whenever you do your oil changes. And so this is just the tool that I use. Now you can see we're kind of getting to the end of it here. It's still sucking a little bit, but it's mostly just sucking air. The pump has changed its tone now, as you can also hear, but I'm going to leave it just to make sure I got it all, and kind of work the tube around a little bit just to make sure that it's getting everything out of there. It doesn't hurt. I mean, the pump's very well lubricated with the oil that we just finished sucking up, so it's really not a big deal. You can see it's still coming out of there a little bit, so there is some oil still coming, and it doesn't, you might as well get it all. This is equivalent to leaving that last little bit to drain out when you pull the drain plug. Now that we're at the end, this is pretty much done sucking. What I want to do is clear these lines out. So I've got a bowl full of hot water that I put dish soap in, and all I'm going to do is pull the hose out of the dipstick tube, and I'm going to stick it in here and let it suck my soapy water through the pump. And you can see how clean this hose starts to get as it's going through. So this is just to let it totally clean the hose out, because you don't want to store a dirty, nasty, oily hose until the next oil change. So this will help kind of clean that all out. We'll just let it go through. Obviously the soapy water will get oily, but this will leave the hose totally clear. And once we're satisfied that it's good, then we just let it suck dry like that. And that's really it. Then we turn the pump off. I'm going to move this out of the way. And then what I do to store it, I actually shove this tube inside the other tube just for safekeeping. Just like that. Now the whole thing has been cleaned out and it's ready to go for the next time. Now all the dirty oil's out, putting it back in, if you know how to do an oil change, you already know how to do that. I don't need to show you how to do that. All I'm going to do is pop the cap off, dump the oil in just like you normally would, check it to make sure the level's good, and that's it. So I mean, that's the end of this part of the show. I mean, you don't need to see the rest. So hope you learned a few tips and that you might try this in the future yourself. Hey, thanks for watching another GT Canada video. We got lots of great stuff in store, so be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you can stay up to date on all the latest stuff as we upload it. Comment below and watch the next video.